but I'm leaning towards Sven. Just that you have this like explosive damage. It's gonna be Phoenix in the end and Muerta. Okay. We did call Phoenix for a really long time since the first phase, and
first of all, I think this mid matchup is not as good as the one in the previous game.
That's first blood for Whitemon. Nicely done from TSM.
This game is setting the fight. His role is going to be dying, it looks like.
Good dead shot. Lelis resigned to his death, trying to do as much damage before he ultimately goes.
He pulled Tomato in there.
Inside the cogs, another right click will be enough, so Moog gets nice revenge there.
That's largely a wash. I think Primal might be slightly favored, but
good blocks there with the PL illusions from K1, but now Ari has come with that dive and slowing K1 perpetually. Blood Grenade is there as well, and Ari will get credit for that kill.
30 minutes.
Jungle. Yamson trying to go through the gate, but he's going to get caught off guard. Brow's there with the Pulverize. And Tomato, obviously the prized possession if they can get him. He's going to get slowed to start out. Is Gunner going for the rolling boulder? He's going to get a nice little damage proc onto Whitemon and Tomato, but you can see Bryle has made his way over as well. Pop that illusion room, going for the Pulverize, and Lelis finally gets the cancellation thanks to that battery assault, but he's going to die inside his own cogs. But Bryle, this will be a very big kill for Nouns, and they'll take that trade any day if they can actually finish him off. Pops the uproar for the extra armor, but he does eventually drop to Gunner and that Magnetize.
They are
Tomato
very
low. Blood Grenade popped by Whitemon. Tomato apparently still wants to fight. That's because he sees an ancient apparition, which usually means a free kill, and a beautiful kick from Gunner leads to 2 more deaths from TSM.
Ronaldo has arrived.
3 for nothing. That's a soccer reference, I do believe.
Wow, impressive.
Thank a decent amount behind right now. Bryle. His smoke pops. He knows that K1's in the area. Gets the Pulverize onto the correct one. The Sunray actually gets canceled by Ari. It looks like K1 is just done. No way to get out.
K-done.
K-done indeed.
Hooks that on paper are not favorable, but they pick cool stuff.
Lelis. Oh, he actually hook shots away, but Gunner wants to go in. He's going to take a Primal Roar for his efforts. AA Blast is coming in. He's going to clip 2. Disruption there for the time being, and you can see Primal Beast has made his way over. Nice grave onto Gunner. Can he stay alive for a longer period of time, though? They find the Shadow Demon to start, but there's the trample and the onslaught from Bryle to take their prized possession. And they're going to go for the Dazzle as well. So 2 core kills for TSM, and all they lose is the 5 Shadow Demon.
All right. They won the 5v4, so Dazzle Ags may yet be fine. Time's ability to solve this hero, because despite, you look at Phoenix, you're like, yeah, the egg is good and Muerta's good. Just form in time. Well, Dazzle can solo that. Worth keeping in mind.
That's true. Oh, Bryle. The onslaught to the other side of the trees. They're going to find Moog. Can he get off his ult? Yes, he does, right on the wall. Do they have enough damage? Indeed. That was a Veil of Discord, I believe.
So this is effectively a 3K net worth play. You get 1,400 and they don't.
Nouns have an idea that this is happening. They have the Agnum Scepter now online for the Clockwork. Kasani's going to get initiated on the AA Blast is coming. He's Spirit Vessel as well. He does get off the Roar. Looks like he can find enough distance to get away for now. Hook shot again.
That's a good Hawk.
Destroy that Hawk. Destroy him now. Delicious meat for everyone. Looks like Gunner's on a really far away from the rest of his team. Trying to get on Kasani, but he just dies.
He died to poisons, right?
And somehow Kasane, the one initiated upon, lives through the day.
Or farming wherever his cores aren't. I think Whitemon could be looking at 2K more network.
Oh, the roll in. Will we have a kill in this game?
Here he comes.
Oh,
okay,
Gunner really wants to find Kasane. He will kick him back into the Lotus Fountain, and K1 is doing damage to something that's not a creep. But he's going to try to get out of dodge now. He's not interested in fighting. He still wants more items to work with. Gets the Spirit Lance out as Tomato ready to do some damage here. No kill yet, ladies and gentlemen. Might have to wait a bit as Nouns resetting now. They forgot how to actually fight. Nice stun onto Mr. Earth Spirit, the Primal Roar to follow. A Blast is coming, doing a nice amount of damage with the trample, but he's going to get graved. And Gunner still being surrounded by Brown. Not sure if he can actually get away from this. As Tomato pops the ult, dealing so much damage to K1. Still doesn't have a kill or an assist, and now he has to run away in shame. Invisible right now. Nice hook shot with 2 in the cogs from Lelis. Beautifully done as the cheese is popped. Bryle is very healthy. We'll take a disarm there from that halberd. That's going to be 3 deaths for Nouns. They kill off everyone other than K1, and somehow the Ancient Apparition lives.
Maybe what K1 what he identified in the last fight when he was halfway through it was, I can't kill a core. I need to kill supports first.
I think they want to contest this. AA Blast is coming. A bunch of illusions now from K1. It's going to get gone on by Bryle, who has that Aghanim Scepter, so the uproar, something you do have to worry about if you're Nouns. Pipe going to dissipate here relatively shortly as Roche is at half HP. And K1 pretending to go in. He's going to get roared. Lincoln's broken. There's a roar. He's dead. 80 seconds of no PL. Not much difference in this game because he's not going to be hitting creeps at least. That's the big difference, but hasn't really been a PL this game, it feels like. But they're not going to take the chance.
There's just no way around it. That's just a blunder. Like, he's going in. His teammates are nowhere near to...
Then, in case you're wondering. And this is going to be a set of racks, I do believe. 13 seconds left on K1. Another fortification, so they do want to defend this melee racks as there's an overclock activation. We're going to see if Clockwork wants to go in here. Mr. Lelis. They will be able to defend the melee rack, so that's pretty big for Nouns. And now
less creative ones.
But very good. Bryle's going to be found out. Well, onslaught to the other side. We're going to have a fight here. Whitemon's going to get some action with Gunnar as he puts himself in a very precarious spot. And Tomato's going to pop his ult and trying to delete Gunnar, but the Grave comes out just at the last moment. See if another Grave will come from Moo, if he even needs it on Gunnar, but they're going to lose the Shadow Demon from the TSM side first.
K1 got an assist!
K1, great job for K1 as Bryle trying to get away with that BKB. The pipe is still activated, so mitigating a lot of damage. Going to pop the cheese as well, so we'll live through the day. The first egg comes through, healing up Tomato. Kasane gets off the roar onto the newly minted 1 assist on the Phantom. Okay, Mr. Phantom Lancer, K1, trying to poke K1 from afar. See the Rocket players from the south as Gunnar is going to sheath mid-rolling boulder. Very weird fight, very segregated overall as K1 now focusing his efforts onto Ahri. Looks like that's going to be the kill as Gunnar now continuing to pressure as Kasane gets to the high ground. He's going to have a buyback here potentially coming out as a big AA blast comes in. Will hit Kasane and somehow Nouns kill 4 heroes. I thought they forgot how to do that halfway through this game, but they've remembered. But they do lose a set of racks in the top.
Damn, isn't going to cut it for them, but it will open up for a bit more aggression, it seems. The confidence here to push in through bottom.
Oh, we're going to have a fight up top. Pulverize is there. AA Blast coming in. It's not really going to connect because Gunnar is already dead.
No Grave for him there. Dazzle is covering PL bottom.
Yeah, it's going to force a fortification. Going to have to come back to their base here pretty shortly. Doppelganger away potentially is Kasane. He's going to get some Axes action with those Drums of Slam going to work as well as Bryle. Nice onslaught. Can they find the correct Phantom Lancer? There's the Sheep to try to keep him at bay. Another Doppelganger onto the high ground. But no, K1's actually stuck on the low ground. He gets unlucky, but you can see the Primal Beast actually going for the wrong target. And now, finally, the Primal Roar.
They found him!
Sunray is there. K1, he is dead. No buyback on this Phantom Lancer. Back into the pit they go. And there, the Muerta ult comes to fruition. And look at the damage. They're going to get some vision thanks to the rockets. But Roche has died, and TSM will claim the rewards that come with it. Gunnar and company, do they actually want to continue to fight this? They have all the vision in the world as Bryle's going to onslaught to the other side. Pops the uproar as well.
No ulti on Muerta is a big deal here.
That's
You've got to be careful if you're TSM. You committed that to get that Roche kill. So now it's time to kite.
Continually being harassed by these illusions that seemingly never end. And they're rolling onto Ahri. Can they take out the Phoenix before an egg can be consumed? But no, the disruption comes out. A blast is coming. An early Grave on the Gunnar just to make sure that he's okay. As Tomato doing a lot of damage from the high ground. But it looks like Gunnar's going to die inside the pit. The AA dies as well. And Nouns will likely have to try to fall back. Only having 3 members available. 2 buybacks are there, though, for Nouns if they really want to use them. Another overclock use as Tomato. Not able to get the stun off there.
Spectre if they would have popped everything on it, but...
Okay, one trying to solo defend this for now. And Tomato and Kasane making, I would say, short work of the illusions. That wasn't really that easy. And now pounding on the tower. Can Nouns hold this? Again, they do have their buybacks intact, but don't want to use them if they don't have to. Tier 3 tower is dead. Sunray expended from TSM side.
This is
These
so obnoxious. I really feel for TSM here with pushing.
Oh, big Pulverize coming in with a nice clockwork.
Oh, they got Kasane with it!
Kasane's deep inside the base, and he's dead. No Beastmaster. Could buy back as well. I'm sure most of the buybacks in this game are intact overall. Now, absolutely no mana whatsoever on Bryle, and he gets destroyed. So not only do Nouns get 2 kills, they don't have to buy back to be able to hold that.
Yeah, it seems
now
like
Ari on the run.
It's so frustrating, right? You really feel for TSM when they're pushing this high ground.
Silence there from Gunnar. Tomato with the calling.
It's kind of forcing some errors, right? Miscommunication there about what the plan really was. You have Beastmaster and Primal diving a little bit into the base while everyone else is disengaging away from the PL and Dazzle spam. And ultimately...
Oh my goodness.
Of course.
We have a Divine Rapier on Tomato.
Well, we don't. We have it on his courier.
His courier has Divine Rapier. That is a powerful courier.
There it comes. What's he going to swap out? It's going to be the BKB and the Pike for now. Has to be quick on his inventory management.
Yes.
There's some really important items in his backpack.
Are they going to give up this set of racks is the question. Again, TSM have both their buybacks, but they might just hold off on using them.
I think those 2 buybacks are worth more than 2 lanes. This late into the game,
yeah,
having 2 cores without buyback is extremely dangerous.
Tomato's Rapier will not be a surprise factor at all, as now K1 focusing on bottom. And it looks like you're right. They will be giving up 2 sets of racks. And we'll see what they can do with this Divine Rapier. Of course, still a minute and a half on that Aegis as K1 looking to pick a fight right now. Might just need to focus on the barracks and be happy with that. As the rocket flares come out, that is the overclock.
X's are equally important. They really need to find this Dazzle and just blast him. He has Lincoln's and Mirror Shield though, so good luck. But, alright.
Oh, Pulverize to start. AA Blast is coming in from Yamsen. It's going to connect on the Primal Beast and pop the BKB. Gunnar pops his own and jumps right in, gets the refresher up, but shortly after is Roar, but a nice grave from afar as Moo keeping him healthy, trying to get Op to the other side, but he's going to continue to get stunned.
Braved again.
Braved again, number 2, trying to roll out, but Kasani's body is just too thick to get through, and Gunnar has died. We'll buy back and instantly try to TP here. Now big fight to Lelis inside the calling right now. The onslaught coming in from the Primal Beast is K1 continuing to do a lot of damage with these illusions. Doesn't want to get too far in his Tomato. Still available with that Divine Rapier. Now trying to focus all his efforts on a Gunnar. He has his BKB again popped because he probably popped Ex Machina, which is a great movie, by the way. His Moo going to be able to get the grave off on himself. We'll get to the other side, and that's going to be the death Gunnar. Die back for him, and just like that, it's a 5 versus 4 for TSM. And we'll see if Nouns try to retreat in the process here as they've lost their mid laner. Bryle gonna spot Yamsen, somehow lives on Ancient Apparition, just a miracle. See the Wind Waker onto Lelis. Trying to find an avenue to be able to get out. Looks like he will not be pursued any further despite being extremely thick, as mid lane has to be defended now. But knowing that that's a dieback, you have 90 seconds where you know for a fact it is 5 versus 4.
The guy you wanted on is dead though. So I guess it goes to Lelis? Moo? The bottom lane is such a problem for TSM. They have to keep rotating heroes back to deal with this K1 pressure. Lincoln's popped.
Okay.
Right, that's a full Pulverize.
Force boots there. See TP's coming in from Kasani. He gets off the Roar. Pulverize just lasts forever at this point. Trample doing a decent amount of damage, but now K1 can turn his efforts onto the rest of TSM because they can't tell who's real at this point. Like he's going to get to the other side.
Dispersed and ran left. They saw it, though.
Onto the Well of Eternity. Definitely not the real name, but we're going to coin it that now as the Lincolns has popped again. K1 onto the high ground he's trying to get. Of course, he can just walk through the terrain freely thanks to that Tier 5 item brought to you by Valve Software. K1 gets sheeped. Still pretty fast, but there's another Pulverizer. Now Tomato with the Divine Rapier rips him a new one. 90 seconds of no PL, but buyback remains, and during this entire process, by the way, was poking bottom racks.
Is this going to be the time that TSM get a barracks?
I don't know. Hookshot in from Lelis. There's the buyback onto K1. They have the grave right now on the clockwork, but remember, he does have that Aegis intact. He's going to use the refresher for himself. Trying to go for a second roar as Tomato's going to have a refresher for himself as well. As they're being pursued onto the high ground, into the enemy triangle. There's the first egg, I do believe, as Tomato trying to save Kasani, but just dies to the illusions. Tomato now has to stand his ground. Has to be really careful. This is the Divine Rapier we're talking about. The disruption to keep him alive a little longer, but beautiful Kong. Tomato's dead. Divine Rapier on the deck. Who will pick it up? Whitemon gonna survive a little bit longer as Ari finally passes with pressure. There's the second egg, now being completely destroyed, and he is donezo. No buyback available. Divine Rapier now on the side of Nouns, and it is Dazzle, like you said, so Shadow Wave will apply his auto attack. And now he just needs a Daedalus, for God's sake.
I love this. Moo also has one in his quick buy. Let's go for the double dip here.
Beautiful.
I think the crit's probably better, but you know, it's more fun, and Moo likes fun, so...
I mean, they don't know that there's no buyback on Muerta.
They're about to find out, because they're running straight down mid to try to force these buybacks. No buyback on Muerta, none on Phoenix.
Yeah, there's the first buyback. This onto Bryle. There's the fortification, likely to last the game for TSM if they can't defend this. Still 50 seconds without 4, maybe even 5 heroes here. That is NA math at its best. K1. Continuing with the illusion, there's already one tier 4 tower down. I don't think there's going to be anything to stop him. This Bryle trying to make one last defense, because if they lose here, they're out of TI. There's a Lotus Overapplied to him. His Gunner's going to jump in with the BKB. Lella's getting a beautiful cogs onto Kasane. Cannot get off a roar as the Ancient is fully exposed. K1 looking to finish the job. He started farming the whole game, Cinderin, but now he finishes it in style as Nouns knock out their NA brethren and TSM from TI.
What a game. Oh my God, that was great. I mean, everything. It's one of those games where you're just like, imagine the mental toll on TSM from the last 40 minutes.
Imagine the mental toll on us, for God's sake. What are you talking about, TSM?
Yeah, that's true.
Jesus.
That's true.
A loud cheer there.
It's so crazy. I mean, there's a million things in this game that could have gone differently and that made a big difference, but ultimately in these late game situations, it just becomes absolute chaos, and Nouns with a lineup that really thrives in that, right? Rockets everywhere, PL illusions everywhere, Dazzle hexing left, right, and center with his shard. Just the spam from Earth Spirit, Magnetize, Undispellable, and ultimately they do finally overwhelm TSM and close this one out, but holy shit, did they have to work for it.
This was an epic game. I mean, tier 5 items, we talk about it all the time. We finally got a good tier 5 item game. Lots of back and forth, but yeah, TSM, unfortunately for them, they are knocked out of TI Cinder, and they had a pretty good year overall, I would say, but obviously they're going to be pretty disappointed with the way things end here.
And what a run from Nouns already, right?
Absolutely.
This is a team, international tournaments this year, they have not had the best results. They are now secured top 8, so they will be playing in the Climate Pledge Arena next weekend.
That's right.
And honestly, I think a lot of people going into this tournament, I most for sure would have not expected a top 8 finish from this team. And now the question is, what's the ceiling? Like, if you can effectively tank out games like this, you had to really, you know, delay and stall and have your composure for so long.
Maybe I'm a bit biased. Nouns gives off a little bit of DC vibe, right? They have Moo on the team, of course, but get crushed in the upper bracket. It's a surprise that they're even there to begin with. And then lower bracket run begins. Will that happen again? I don't know, but definitely a great showing overall from Nouns this game and the whole series overall. I mean, Gunner had a rough time in game number 2.
Can anybody out there hear me?